Excess water retention can cause bloating in your belly, puffiness in your cheeks, and swollen joints, especially in your extremities like your feet and hands. However, by making a few easy modifications, you may quickly eliminate the fluids accumulating beneath your skin and improve your appearance. Aside from physical appearance, there are several more reasons why you might be interested in lowering water weight and losing bloat fast. For example, you may need to slim down and gain weight for a certain activity or competition. Wrestling and bodybuilding competitions are ideal examples of sports that demand this. Whether you want to lose bloat or are preparing for a major event, this video will walk you through the specific actions you should take to minimize water retention throughout your body. Subscribe to our channel for more videos about losing bloat and water fat fast. Stay hydrated. Aside from the water manipulation method you may utilize the week before your event, you'll also want to keep hydrated the rest of the time to prevent water retention. It may seem contradictory, but drinking more water can actually lessen the quantity of water your body retains. This is because your body is always attempting to maintain a healthy fluid balance. When you're dehydrated all the time, your body tries to retain more water to keep your fluid levels from going too low. Meanwhile, if you drink plenty of water and keep hydrated, your body is less likely to retain it. Unfortunately, because we all have various physiologists and situations, there is no precise amount of water that is optimal to choose. For example, if you work in physical labor or in a hot climate where you sweat a lot, you'll require more water than someone who sits in an air-conditioned office all day. However, a good rule of thumb is to drink enough water to keep your urine light in color. If it is a deeper yellow tint, you are most likely dehydrated and should drink extra water. Increase your potassium consumption. Let's move on to another thing you should do to reduce water weight: boost your potassium intake. While sodium draws water into cells, potassium excretes it. As a result, increasing potassium consumption can aid minimize water retention, while decreasing potassium intake can lead to increased water retention. This has been demonstrated in a number of studies, but the major issue is that other research reveals that many individuals do not ingest enough potassium. Fortunately, this is easily remedied by consuming potassium-rich foods and beverages such as coconut water, avocado, salmon, potatoes, bananas, and beet greens. Coconut water, in particular, is a fantastic source, with just 1 cup providing roughly 15% of your daily required consumption. It also helps to hydrate your body, which aids in the excretion of excess salt. Control your water consumption. The following very successful approach is to modify your water intake in order to deceive your body into releasing more stored water. This method is more beneficial if you want to lose weight or appear in a specific way for a one-time occasion. Simply put, this may be accomplished by consuming substantially more water than you are now accustomed to. Then, before you weigh in, perform a picture session, or do anything else, you would substantially reduce your water consumption. This works because drinking a lot of water causes you to pee all the time. Because it takes time for your body to adjust, this will persist even after you've reduced your water consumption. If you execute it correctly, you will lose a lot of water weight during that period. To accomplish this correctly, begin gradually increasing your water consumption around a week before your event. You'll want to increase your water consumption as much as possible by the day before your event or weigh-in. It's fairly unusual for folks to gradually increase their water consumption to more than 2 gallons on the last day. Then, approximately 12 to 18 hours before the event, you should abruptly stop and try to drink as little water as possible until after the event or weigh-in. Most individuals follow the incorrect advice of progressively decreasing their water consumption. However, tapering allows your body to adapt urine excretion, making the water reduction less effective. However, if this is your first time, I urge that you do it under the guidance of a trainer, coach, or doctor. If you mix it with other ways and get very dehydrated, you may have difficulties. Excessive sodium intake changes should be avoided. Aside from sweating it out, other factors such as your food will have a significant influence on water retention. As a result, the next step is to avoid making any drastic modifications to your salt consumption. It is commonly known that increasing your salt intake might result in increased fluid retention. This is due to the fact that sodium binds to H2O, increasing the fluid balance both within and outside your cells. If you don't move or drink enough water on a daily basis, increasing your salt consumption will result in an even more dramatic increase in water retention. This is because it impairs your body's capacity to remove extra salt naturally. It's vital to highlight that, contrary to popular belief, it appears that excessive water retention is largely caused by a rapid increase in salt intake. If you drink a lot of salt all the time, the consequences are less severe or perhaps non-existent. This is because your body will react to a larger sodium intake by secreting extra sodium from the body through the kidneys. Work it out. The very first step for those of you who just want to reduce bloat around your stomach or puffiness around your face and want to accomplish it quickly is to sweat it out. Sweating can be accomplished by utilizing a sauna, a steam room, a sweatsuit, or an Epsom salt bath. Even though sweating it out is unpleasant, spending only a couple rounds in a sauna, filling a bathtub with 1 to 2 cups of Epsom salt, or even wearing a sweatsuit throughout your workout will significantly reduce puffiness and bloating. Consider a dandelion supplement. Taking a dandelion supplement is another simple technique to help reduce water weight. The dandelion plant is a natural diuretic that is both safe and efficient for lowering water retention. According to one trial, dandelion extract enhanced urine frequency with no evident negative effects. Limit your intake of refined carbohydrates. Following that, you'll want to avoid ingesting too many processed carbs. Carbohydrates that are not utilized by the body are often stored as glycogen. Each gram of glycogen contains 3 grams of water, so it's no surprise that cutting carbs can help you lose water weight quickly. Caffeine should be consumed. Caffeine is another approach that might help you shed water weight. Caffeinated drinks such as coffee and tea have diuretic effects because caffeine improves short-term urine production, which can lead to less water retention. Research in which groups of subjects were given either a glass of water with caffeine or one without it is an illustration of this. As a result, the caffeine individual's urine volume rose considerably. Reduced stress. The next thing you should do to the best of your abilities is to stress less. When your body is under continuous stress, it tends to retain more water. This is due to the fact that stress raises vasopressin, commonly known as the antidiuretic hormone. Increased vasopressin levels will encourage water retention by causing your kidneys to excrete less pee. Avoid excessive cardiovascular exercise. This brings us to our third point: avoid the typical error of performing too much exercise to reduce water weight. Remember that the crucial word here is extreme. It is true that exercising cardio will cause you to sweat a lot, and doing some cardio is not necessarily harmful. However, some research suggests that excessive exercise might result in higher cortisol levels. This is especially troubling when you realize that there is a lot of evidence that dieting in general might raise cortisol levels. Short, high-intensity kinds of exercise, such as sprints or weight training, do not have the same negative effects on cortisol.